When a child is born with Down syndrome in Manitoba, families can turn to the Manitoba Down Syndrome Society for help, guidance, and support. Today is World Down Syndrome Day, and there are events and celebrations planned today and this weekend. Joining us now is Manitoba Down Syndrome Society board member Kris Yunker and her son Taylor Maxwell. Good morning to both of you. Thank you. Taylor, how old are you?
8.
Yeah, so you're 10 years old and you're in grade 5. Tell us a little bit about some of the friends that you have at the Down Syndrome Society.
Lots of games. That's all.
Lots of games?
Yes.
But who are your best friends there? You told me you had some best friends there.
Maxwell, all the games.
Do you think they're watching you right now and they heard their names on TV?
Yeah, at best.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about
This one.
Let's talk, when Taylor was born, you got a package in the hospital. Tell us a little bit about what that package represented to you 10 years ago.
Yeah, so Taylor was an at-birth diagnosis, so we got the package from one of the nurses. We took it home and kind of tucked it away in a corner for a while because first child, baby, dealing with all that, and then the diagnosis and trying to maneuver around all the information, the bad information we got online. So when we were ready just to go into the package and then realize we could be part of this community so we can make friends and supports and have that support from people who are, I call them the trailblazers. They've been there, you know, gone down the road. So great support in meeting a lot of the members that way, and then finding out information about events that they host and then taking part in that way, and then eventually becoming a board member. I've worn many hats in the organization. It just means that much to us. So.
And you felt really supported by the association. Why was that important for you?
Because before Taylor was born, you know, I knew a couple of people back home with Down syndrome, didn't know much about it, didn't have a reason to know much about it, right? Yeah. So learning all the ins and outs and the highs and the lows, right? So having the people there that have been through there and survived through it and, you know, were knowledgeable about it, that offered a great support. Friendships, right? So it'll be friendships for life for sure.
Today's World Down Syndrome Day.
Yes.
Why is this an important day for you and Taylor?
It's an important day, I think, because our voices are more colorful and louder today, so we have more attention from the world, and it's a great time to talk about struggles, joys about Down syndrome, right? Like all the experiences. We like to use the word inclusion a lot of the time, and it's become kind of a numb word unless it's followed up by action. Okay. So I think it's important to get out that inclusion has to come with some sort of action to actually mean anything. Like, for instance, Taylor's in grade 5. Yeah. He sits with his peers in class, so he's included in that way. He has a wonderful teacher, and she's amazing. He's had amazing teachers. That's inclusion. But the action part would be like bringing in the support for him, like OT, PT, speech, having an extra helper in the class. That's putting an action to the word. So it just isn't just a pretty word, right?
Right,
so.
Absolutely. Okay, well, these fabulous socks, we got to talk about them.
Yeah.
Taylor, you're wearing some yourself. Show everybody your beautiful socks. There you go. Tell us a little bit about what these are.
Okay, so when I joined the board, when I joined the organization, I happily bought bright, colorful socks from wherever, right, in celebration of World Down Syndrome Day. And then I thought, why don't we have our own socks? So I went into high gear and found Marshall from Sockbox, a great partner, and we designed the very first pair. And wearing them, just, you know, it represents that we're celebrating World Down Syndrome Day, and then it can start you know, conversations about it and whatnot. So we are on our second contest, and we found our winner this year in Steinbach, a young lady from middle school, Ivy Friesen. I have to give her a shout out because she wasn't going to submit the design.
Aww.
Yeah, but
they're great. Taylor, we're gonna say goodbye now, but before we do, you did something with your hat to me just now. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna tip your hat to the viewers at home?
There's home, RJ games, Mario Kart 8, hang out.
And tell them to come to the walk on September 21st.
Yes,
it's